The shell knows all!
Oh, magic conch shell, what do we need to do to
Pull a 5-star character.
Spend literally all of your money on primo gems.
The shell has spoken!
So this is Genshin Impact, the latest open-world action RPG developed by MiHoYo. This game features a massive, gorgeous map, an elaborate elemental combat system, engaging storyline and characters, co-op game modes, soothing soundtrack, and much more for you to explore. Hey, aren't you just plagiarizing the subreddit description? Oh, shut up, they have no idea. This game came out in September of 2020, which, given current events, simultaneously feels like yesterday and about 100,000 years ago. I hopped on this game the first day it officially released after seeing a YouTuber I subscribed to promote it and fell into the game hard. I played for hours, exploring every single corner of the map, grabbing up every hidden chest, completing every story quest, grabbing every collectible to upgrade my stamina. Computer crashing so I can't see the script. Way back around the time the game actually came out, I was making a video on it. I wrote and recorded a script, recorded a gameplay, and even started editing the video before eventually ditching it because, I don't know, I don't really have a good reason. I mean, I don't know, cut me some slack, man. Things are hard out here. However, now that the game has gotten a bit more time to breathe, I've had more time to play and understand it, and there's even more waifus and husbandos to spend your hard-earned money on, I figured it was time for me to justify my unhealthy addiction. Talk about what makes this game so special. So when the game starts, you get to watch these two siblings duke it out with this lady who looks like she got the bottom half of her outfit caught in a paper shredder before the fight even started. You get to pick which of these two twins you want to play as. Since one of the only things I know about MiHoYo's games is that their characters are 95% waifus, I decided to pick the male character. Also, I like his character design better. It's a cool and unique look with the little crop top thing and I don't know, whatever, sue me. Your sibling gets surrounded by cubes or something, and you get stuck in another world with this floating marshmallow baby.
And this mascot, what's the deal with it?
Mighty delicious. Finally, some good food.
And here the game begins, and it won't be long before many people have the same thought I had when I first started this game. Man, these jiggle physics are exaggerated. This game looks and feels a lot like Breath of the Wild. This comparison isn't helped by the fact that literally the second character you meet has you using a bow that acts a lot like it does in Breath of the Wild, right before she gives you a glider that works exactly like Link's. So yes, this game does clearly take a lot of inspiration from Breath of the Wild with its climbing and gliding and puzzle mechanics, and as well as its exploration. But it also does a lot different and takes inspiration from other games like Devil May Cry, Ni no Kuni 2, and Beyblade. But more on the combat and other gameplay stuff later. Without going into spoiler territory, the story here is really fun. While the plot itself can sometimes get bogged down in exposition, the characters and their interactions really steal the show. Sometimes I get the feeling that MiHoYo makes these characters so aesthetically pleasing and likable so that you're even more tempted to drop a small mortgage payment into the gacha system, but even so, I found myself really liking almost every character you interact with in the story. There's Mysterious Eye Patch Man, Magic Mommy, Fantasy Batman, questioning my own sexuality, JoJo reference, another JoJo reference, Useless Goddess, I mean God, your friendly neighborhood Girl Scout, and of course, Best Girl. That's right, I said it, come fight me, you coward! You team up with these fun characters and more as you adventure through the land, going on epic quests, making new friends, slaying monsters, getting sucker punched by random hot women, and just having a grand old time. And the core gameplay loop around these quests, at least in the early game, boils down to exploration, combat, and chest hunting. Treasure chest hunting, you freaking degenerates, I swear, get a life. Exploration works a lot like it does in Breath of the Wild. You can climb basically any surface, and you can find collectibles scattered around the map that you can use to upgrade your stamina bar. You can glide just like in Breath of the Wild too, and I gotta say, it's just as fun in this game as it was then. Climbing up a cliff, seeing a beautiful new landscape on the horizon, and then just gliding down from the top to keep exploring is just so much fun. It helps that this world is so pretty to explore as well. This is by far the most graphically impressive mobile game I've ever played. That's right, did I mention this is a mobile game? Yeah, I mostly play on PC, but looking at it, sometimes I still can't believe this game runs on my phone. I mean, sure, it turns into a radioactive brick after about 15 minutes of playing, but hey, I mean, it's still pretty impressive. Back when I first started, I spent hours upon hours just exploring the map, discovering new beautiful locations and treasures as I went along. Speaking of treasure, that's another thing you're going to be focused on a lot in the early game. Treasure chests and puzzles are scattered everywhere throughout the map. As you explore, you'll come across these glowy things called Sealies, which will guide you throughout the environment and unlock a chest for you. You'll also come across more complex puzzles that require you to use your character's abilities in creative ways, and you'll come across a ton of chests that are locked until you defeat all the enemies nearby. Which finally leads us to the combat, and the combat in this game is the main way that this game differentiates itself from Breath of the Wild. While Breath of the Wild's combat is about slowly mastering the mechanics and learning how to use your found weapons and abilities in order to set up more creative ways to fight and become a one-man army, Genshin Impact is much more... I don't know, flashy? How do I describe this? That's not to say it's not deep, it's just deep in a different way than Breath of the Wild. Each character you unlock, whether through the story or through the gacha system, which I'll talk about later, has a weapon type and an element associated with them. There's a variety of different types of swords, claymores, catalysts, spears, and bows, as well as a variety of element types like fire, ice, and lightning. Using an individual character's abilities and attacks will get you pretty far, but swapping between multiple characters and combining their elemental attacks is much more effective. You see, combining elemental effects on enemies results in a bunch of different elemental reactions, which does a lot more damage. Getting the hang of the whole system, switching between the 4 members of your party, alternating abilities, attack combos, and ultimates makes for a super fun and satisfying combat loop. This isn't even going into all the ways you can individually tweak your character's build, switching out artifacts for more crit damage, attack, HP, or elemental mastery, leveling up talents to improve normal attacks, abilities, or ultimates, or swapping out and improving weapons to suit your character's strengths. There are a ton of ways to build your character to be the perfect support, healer, or damage dealer you need them to be. All of these items and resources are obtained through grinding domains in the open world for resources and artifacts. And if you're a min-maxer like me, who values numbers going up in a glorified casino with cute anime girls in it more than meaningful life experiences, you're gonna be grinding a lot. Most of the things you're going to need in order to progress and get stronger require resin. Think of resin as basically the energy system from any sort of mobile game you've ever played. You can use this resin to target farm certain artifacts or resources, but once it's gone, you'll either have to wait for it to recharge over time or use a limited item to replenish some of it. There is actually one other way you can replenish your resin, which is by using your Primo Gems. But that's probably about a good idea as arguing with an anti-masker. You see, Primo Gems are one of the only ways you can roll for new characters using the gacha system. And if you've heard the stories of people dropping their kids' college fund on 3D waifus, this is where that part of the game comes in. You see, the main way to get new characters and weapons is to roll for them on banners. There's the standard banner, which contains all the standard characters and weapons. The weapon banner, which contains nothing but delicious looking sandwiches. Just kidding, it has weapons, obviously, you idiot. And then there's the event banner, which has an increased chance to get 3 different 4-star characters. And then there's the event banner, which has an increased chance to get you 3 different 4-stars. And then there's the event banner, which has an increased chance to get 3 different 4-star characters and a 5-star character. And when I say an increased chance, I mean an increased chance to get those specific characters. The chances of actually getting a character are pretty low, and the chances of getting the character you actually want are even lower. Once every 10 pulls, you're guaranteed a 4-star character or item, which all in all isn't actually the worst. But do you know how often you're guaranteed a 5-star character or item? Once every 90 rolls. And I mean, sure, more often than not, you're not actually going to take 90 rolls to get it, but to get that far takes a ton of money or weeks of grinding to earn. Unless you're my girlfriend who somehow managed to pull a 5-star character on a beginner's banner. Baby, I love you, but oh my gosh, I swear. Honestly, I'm pretty torn on how I feel about the gacha system as a whole. I am completely free to play on this game, and I think I got incredibly lucky. I have all but 2 of the currently released 4-star characters, I have 4 5-star characters, and I don't have any 5-star weapons yet, but I have a ton of really good 4-star weapons. And yes, I've been playing since release, so I've had time to grind Primo Gems and get a bunch of event bonuses to earn more and all that stuff, but I've also gotten incredibly lucky. I mean, Diluc was my most wanted character from the very beginning of the game, and when I just randomly got him on the standard banner using some of my free wishes, I Well, I kind of freaked out. I ran, I jumped around my room, I initially fell out of my chair. It was, I'm glad nobody was watching me. But if I had gotten something I didn't want and spent all that time and effort just to get like a 5-star book for characters I don't use, that would have really bummed me out. But those times where the thing you roll isn't trash, well, let's just say I can definitely see how people get addicted to gambling. Seriously, the rush of dopamine I get when I manage to pull a new character, powerful weapon, or one of my few elusive 5-star heroes is legitimately concerning. On the one hand, you don't need anything from the gacha system in order to have a great time or to beat anything this game has to throw at you. There are plenty of videos of people beating the hardest challenges in the game with only the initial starting team that the game gives you. You also get free pulls starting out and can earn more just by playing. Also, the whales, or people who spend a lot of money in this game, fund development of the game for people like me who don't spend any money. On the other hand, this system seems kind of predatory for people with addictive tendencies or gambling addictions. Most of the characters are locked behind the system, especially the ultra powerful and rare 5-star ones. Characters in these types of games are basically content, so it can feel like you're missing out if you don't have the ones you want. And spending money isn't even a guarantee you'll get what you want. There are so many videos of people spending tens, hundreds, or even thousands of dollars and still not getting the characters they want. You can get lucky and pull your favorite character on the first pull, or you may not get them after 1,000 tries. It really is just the luck of the draw. Overall, this system doesn't ruin the game, and honestly it's not as intrusive as other games of this sort, but it can definitely be seen as predatory in my opinion. Like I said though, I'm happy with it because I got incredibly lucky and got most of the characters I wanted, so you know. Screw you, got mine. Okay, let's wrap this up. So yeah, that's Genshin Impact. This game is massive, so there's a lot of stuff I haven't gone over, but I'll leave some of that for you to find if you decide to play for yourself. The game is really fun and has taken more hours of my limited time on this earth than I care to admit since it came out. Dubiously ethical gacha systems aside, I really think Genshin Impact is fantastic, especially for a free game and especially for a free mobile game. If you think you might have an unhealthy relationship to the gambling mechanics inherent in a game like this, I would probably steer clear as it will almost certainly get its hooks into you. But otherwise, I would definitely recommend you give Genshin Impact a shot. Okay, so hi, I know this is normally where I put the outro and stuff, but today we're gonna do something a little bit different. You see, in my time on YouTube, I've come across a ton of small channels and creators who make genuinely amazing videos that don't get nearly the recognition they deserve. I know in the scheme of things, I'm still a very small creator myself, but as we've passed 6,000 subscribers now, I figured it was time to shine whatever small light I can on these awesome channels so that hopefully someday they get the attention they rightfully deserve. And this week, I'm gonna really recommend you guys check out Aaron Animates. Aaron makes really funny and entertaining gaming videos with her friends, usually messing around in PUBG. I think they're hilarious and have great banter, but what really takes it over the top is Aaron Animates', well, animation. From key dialogue to her friends' faces and reactions, to her own little character being on screen at almost all times, these little touches really add to the charm of this channel, and I've been a big fan of hers for a while. If you can look past the choppy frame rates her games sometimes have, which I definitely can because I played PC games on an outdated laptop for like 5 years, so I feel you, Aaron, I think you'll really like her videos. Go say hi and tell her I sent you. And hey, if you like this video, you see what I did with the little segue there, go ahead and like the video. This is the first So This Is style video I've done in a long time. Well, it's the first video I've done in a long time, but I don't know, I enjoy making this type of content. And if you enjoy watching it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you'll see when I make new stuff. And the one good thing about a super inconsistent upload schedule is that you know I will not be cluttering up your sub box, so you can just go ahead and click that subscribe button and not worry about me until I make new stuff. It's free. You can cancel at any time. 30-day money back guarantee. No, that doesn't. I already said it's free. Whatever. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I will talk to you next time.